Hi there, welcome to the Barbara Young channel and welcome to my Friday Sews. So I'd just like to start by saying thank you to Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for creating the hashtag Friday Sews. And I know there are still quite a few of us who still do the hashtag Friday Sews. So just take a look at those. Obviously, like I've said before, I hope you watch mine first though. So what have I got up to this week? So again, this week I've not done a lot. I've got a couple of things done. So first up is another pair of undies, which is the Kwik Sew K3881. This is the pair that I was going to take to my sewing social and get made up, and I didn't. I got started on them, but that was about it. So I thought I better finish them and get them made. And here they are. One pair of undies. Very comfortable. This fabric is really lovely and soft. It's one of the fabrics that a friend gave to me in a bundle of fabrics, and there is some lovely stretchy fabrics in there. This is one of them and really suits very well for making some undies. And if you're thinking, for those who watch my channel, that's just the pair I made the other week. Nope, they're here. This is the other pair. So testament to how nice this fabric is, I've now made two pairs of undies. Yay! Two pairs. And yes, they are very nice. One of the things I suppose that I always have trouble with is that elastic. That's what I ought to talk about it, and I see how they went. And I have found a couple of techniques for getting this elastic on a little bit easier. It's still not perfect. It's still a little bit dodgy in places. I decided to use a contrasting pink trim on the legs, and a nice white on the waistband. But yeah, I think they've come out quite well, you know. And I'm quite surprised at on the gusset, because that was the part that I always find quite tricky, getting that sewn in and getting the waistband, getting the elastic on there. So I think they've come out all right. Another pair of decent undies that fit really well, because like I say, I've altered the shape, as we always do, to make them fit ourselves best. Now, the other thing I've been working on is, well, let me show you the fabric first. I got this fabric from my sewing social. It was on the swatch table. It looked real nice, and I thought, what can I do with that? Actually, the first thing I thought, as soon as I saw it, was that would make an excellent jacket or coat or something like that. Something for autumn/winter. I know it's only just coming into summer, but the speed that I seem to be making things, I should get started with it now, is what I thought. But I saw this and I thought, oh wow, that's nice. It's nice, soft, feels, there's a certain amount of weight to it, but it's not overly heavy. But it's, the only way to describe it, it feels and looks a bit like a boiled wool type fabric, but I don't think it is. As it's from the swatch table, unless I can find which person put it on the swatch table and interrogate them as to find out what is this fabric, what's the structure, what's it made of, what's its content. I have no idea, but it does feel really, really nice. And I've got plenty enough of this to make a jacket, so that's what it's going for. So there we go. Okay, it's a nice colour green. It's got a really lovely feel and structure to it. So hopefully that'll be really nice. So that is the fabric for a jacket. Now, the thing is, it's a case of, well, what jacket? Because I don't really have any real jackets sort of patterns. I got one, and that's the other coat that I made quite some time ago, but it's a completely different style of jacket to what I want. So I went hunting, and yes, I actually bought a new pattern, which is a rarity for me. I very rarely ever pretty much buy any new patterns. It's just not what I do. I normally go out and I will thrift and look through the thrift stores and that, and try and find patterns that way, or if there's some on the swap tail, I might get them that way. I've had some very lovely, wonderful people give me patterns. For those of you who have given me a pattern or a bunch of patterns, thank you very much, because they're so well accepted. That's just brilliant to have patterns given to me. And if you give patterns to anybody, I think that's just brilliant. As I say, on this occasion, I went and bought one. Yes, amazing. Spent money on a pattern. And it is the I Am Re, or Ray. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce some of this, but this is from a company who are, I believe that's Re, I don't know. It's a French company. The instructions are in French and English, so I'm okay with that. And it is a duffel coat. Yeah, a duffel coat, which I really like. I know, now let me get the pattern book out, because what you get inside this little fold is the pattern book and the actual pattern pieces, which I'll have a look at in a minute with you. So on the instructions, and this is two ways, because that way, if you open it, is English, and that way it's in French. Okay, so brilliant. So it's the I Am duffel coat, or it's the Re. I don't know how you pronounce that with the accent on top of it. So I Am, I think, is the company, and the Re is the duffel coat. For those of you who do speak French, just, you know, maybe tell me how I should pronounce that, because I have no ability to speak French at all. I don't have any knowledge of French in any form. So unfortunately, I can't give you anything better than that. Duffel coat, yeah. And as you can see, there is a longer and a shorter version. Now, the standard pattern comes as the short version, so that's what I'm going to make as the pattern comes. And in the book, it's got quite a bit of information. There's quite a lot of writing in there about the pattern sizing, laying out the patterns, and then you get the instructions telling you how it all sort of goes together. So yeah, that is what that fabric is going to make, a duffel coat, and it's going to have a hood, and that's going to be brilliant because it'd be great for sort of autumn into winter. Now, the other thing about this is that the pattern does require a lining. So I thought, well, what can I use as a lining material? It needs to be something that's going to be one sort of quite sort of hard wearing, I suppose, a polyester or something like that, something that's good for a lining material, but something that I would like to have that's a bit different. That's going to be a bit, call it showy on the inside. So I've gone for this fabric, and now there we go, look at that, fantastic. That is sort of almost like fish scales fabric, blue with some hints of green, so I think that's going to go very well with the with this fabric. So let's just get that together. There we go. I think that's fine. Yeah, it's going to be great. So that's going to be my lining material that I'm going to put in with that. Now, I bought that fabric a long time ago, actually. It was going to be for another project completely, and I never really got round to doing that project, and it's just sat there for a long time. And then I didn't think that it really suited the project that I had it really going to be, what I was going to originally use it for. So I thought, what can I use it for? Now, that's what I'm going to use it for, the lining on this duffel coat. So I was also going to tell you about the about this pattern. So let me get this open. Now, the pattern comes on this paper, this fold out paper piece. Now, this is not a tissue paper. This is the proper, you know, good sturdy paper form. Get that open. The only thing is that it's one of those pattern pieces. Obviously, you need to trace it off because what, no instructions? Those pattern pieces are the ones where when they draw it on, they overlap. So one piece is there and another bit's there, and then you have to sort of work out where they all are. So then you trace them off until you've got all the pattern pieces. The only trouble is I found with this sort of thing is that you draw off all the pattern pieces, you think, and then you look at it again and you start moving the page around. You go, oh, there's a bit I've missed that piece. And then you start counting the numbers and you go, hang on a minute, I've missed that bit as well. And then you've got more pieces you've got to copy out and then cut out from the tracing paper. You've got to copy it on. So it can be a bit of a pain in the backside, but at least the original pattern is quite a structured, it's on this very structured paper. If I can get and fold it back up. Oh, dear, oh dear. Got it together again. Nearly as hard as herding cats, that. Whew. But anyway, yeah, so you have to sort of draw the pieces out and then cut them out, you know, because it's got the different sizes. It's a multi-size one. And what you end up with is a whole bunch of pattern pieces, a whole load of them there. Main pieces for the fabric and pieces for the lining. So that's all cut out now. It's all ready to do. So I could just go straight onto my fabric and go, well, hey, let's get this cut out. But I'm not going to, because I've not done this pattern before, because I don't know this company and how it works and how well the instructions are. I will be doing a mock-up to start off with, and I'll be using my curtain linings, wherever the curtains are over there, I think. Obviously been separating those curtains that I'd got so I can use the linings to make mock-ups, and that's what I'm going to do on this occasion. I'm going to do a mock-up, make sure the sizing seems okay, make sure I understand how the pattern pieces come together before I actually start on the main fabric, because obviously with the main fabric being from the swat's tail, I'm not going to get any more. I've got one chance at it. I don't know about the lining material, whether I'd be able to find any more of that lining material. Who knows? But anyway, like I say, mock up first, then I'll know, won't I? I'll be ready to go with it. So it's not going to be ready straight away. I can't imagine I'm going to get it done in a week. It'll be much longer than that, so it'll take a few weeks, I imagine, before I get that finished. But hopefully it'll come together quite nicely, as long as I don't rush it. That's how I feel anyway. Don't rush into it, don't try and barge through it, and I'll enjoy the process. So there you go. So that was my week, really. Pair of undies and getting this pattern sorted out, which I am actually really enjoying. Not rushing through it, just taking my time, feeling confident and comfortable about what I'm doing with it. It doesn't seem like it's particularly you know, involved or taxing type of pattern, but will take a bit of work. So there we go. That's my week. That's all I've got for you. What I'll have for you next week, I don't know. Not sure as yet. Like I say, this project takes several weeks, so we'll have to wait and see, won't we? So that's it for this week. If you like my video, please do give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to. Just click that bell icon and you get a notification when my videos come out. Please do comment. I do love reading your comments. It's always nice to hear what you're thinking and also what you're up to. And if you'd like to chat amongst yourself within the comments, then please do. So I think it's just left for me to say thank you very much for watching my video. I look forward to seeing my next video. Bye.
Bye.